Joining us now in the studio is Simcha Rottman, attorney Simcha Rottman of the Religious Zionism Party. Shalom.
Shalom uvracha.
So let's relate to two programs, very important programs that you're releasing, one today, one tomorrow. Today you released a program about the illegal infiltrators, and tomorrow the big legal program of your party. What's the agenda, basically? What are you trying to present that's different than what we're seeing today?
Okay, so today, as you said, it's the illegal infiltrators. And the illegal infiltrators is only part of the general program, immigration total as a whole, immigration and even we touch the law of return. We touch the law of return because we offer to change what's called the grandson clause in the law of return in Chok HaShvut, because through this, this happened. It was published I think a week ago. Mm-hmm. For this past year, it was the first year that most of the people that came to Israel, even with using Chok HaShvut, even using the law of return, most of them were not Jewish. Not halach. I'm not talking even about halachically Jews. I'm just talking about
they're not affiliated.
They're not identifying themselves as Jews. Mm-hmm. So because of this clause about the grandson that was passed for historical reason, has served his time. We don't need this anymore. And through this, we get a lot of immigration of people who are not. They don't feel part of the Jewish people. They don't take. They're coming for different reasons. So we offer to change that. Mm-hmm. Another thing to change is a passport law passed by Lieberman's party, by Israel Beitenu, that basically people that come to Israel get immediately an Israeli passport. So some people come from different countries, get an Israeli passport, take it for different reasons, use it for some of it goes and being used for bad reasons. Mm-hmm. They're not really coming to Israel, they're not really settling in Israel or staying in Israel, but only using the Israeli passport, bringing the Israeli passport bad name around the world. So we want to change those two. And back to the illegal infiltrators issue, we offer to have a special minhelet, a special section in the government to take care of this issue that will have a number every year that of illegal infiltrators that a goal to send back to their
exactly. Now, regarding the illegal infiltrators, it's not really an issue of the law. It's an issue of what happens when it comes to court, right? When it comes to humanitarian issues, different definitions of these infiltrators.
So first, it's an issue of the law because the Knesset passed 3 times change to the illegal infiltrators law, and Bagatz canceled them. And
exactly.
And then the 4th time was something concerning the work laws, employment laws of illegal infiltrators that was supposed to give them financial incentive to go back to their countries. Even that was cancelled by the court. So actually, without the program we're talking about that will be introduced tomorrow, about the legal problem, about the governability problem in Israel, to have the Knesset, our elected officials, have the final word on legislation. If we're not doing that, we can talk about other issues. We can try to make some changes, but it won't really solve the problem because you have to have the certainty that what you are legislating will actually take place in the real world, and that needs reforms in the courts and in the justice system.
We'll talk about the reform in a moment, but just another question about the legal infiltrators. How do you answer those who say the Jewish people must treat, the Jewish people have to know how to treat people coming from other places? You know what the Jews have gone through. The humanitarian issue, for the Jews especially, has to be above all.
So, of course, humanitarian, anyone who is a refugee, anyone who is running for his life and needs shelter, that's not a problem. That was never the problem. The problem is people that are coming here because Israel is a very good place to live in. We are very happy to be in a place that people come to our country because it's a good place to live. For many years, it was not the case. But now it is. In the past few decades, that's the case. So people that are coming here, if we are a better place, sorry to say, we're a better place to live than most of the countries in Africa. So almost 1 billion people there. All of them will come here. The end of the Jewish state. So
we see the results in areas like southern Tel Aviv. We see the negative results.
And we prepare the program on the illegal infiltrators with organizations working in southern Tel Aviv, with Shefi Paz organization, with Yonatan Yakubovich organization of the Eitan. We work with those people because they know better than anyone else how to solve the problem, what are the issues that we're dealing with. So, but if the problem was refugees seeking for humanitarian aid, we had this kind of a facility in the Negev, Cholot. Anyone who needed shelter, anyone who is running for his life and he wants a shelter and food and a place to lay his head, was able to be there. They didn't want that because they wanted to work in places in Tel Aviv to get a salary to send to their families in Africa. That's not the case.
Okay, now you talked about the legal battle, struggle, war. How much is this something that's not really only happening in Israel? We see what's happening in America, we see around the world between the conservatives and the liberals or the progressive forces. This is really something that's happening around the world, right?
We see it around the world. It's basically a problem of some kind of elite group that does not accept what the majority, because the majority, definitely in Israel, but also in other countries around the world, are people who have a strong feeling for their nation, for their family, for their identity. They don't want to live in a world that is, everything is one color of gray. We want to live, most people want to live their life with family, with strong nation, with strong religious institutes. That's what most people look for. And the elites in many countries around the world, you're right, have that. They don't like it. They want something of international world, that everything. But that's what we saw in England with Brexit.
Right.
They didn't want to be part of the grey EU. They wanted to have their own country.
Nationality. What are the main important things that you want to change today, yesterday, in terms of the issue in Israel? Who's above who in terms of the law, the court, and the legislators?
So although you identified correctly that this problem is around the world, but Israel is unique. There is no institute like Bagatz, like the Supreme Court of Israel, in any other country. There is no. You can't find
Why?
it.
You said Supreme Court. Why is it different?
Because,
there are Supreme Courts.
Because most Supreme Courts, not most, almost all of the Supreme Court are elected by the elected officials. They are not self-perpetuating, self-appointed mechanism. They are appointed by the elected officials. Some countries even elect their judges directly, but I'm not even talking about that. That's one thing. In almost no country you have a court sit as the first and last instance, that you go one shot and they decide everything. In the Supreme Court, anyone can go with any issue concerning anything to the court directly and immediately get to the Supreme Court of Israel. That's very unique. Also, we don't have any other country with the thing like the chief legal advisor or Yoetz Mishpati LaMemshala in Israel. We don't have this in any other country. Also, some of it is the remains of the British mandate that was designed to stop the natives, also known as the Israeli citizens, the Jewish people, to prevent them from controlling their own fate. I think that the British mandate was ended a few years ago. We need to get this justice system in Israel adjusted to the fact that we are a Jewish and democratic country.
I think one of the main things that you guys are saying is that everyone believes in this, but no one's really acting.
Yeah, for many reasons. Some of it concerning some kind of criminal allegations against high-ranking elected officials, for example. But for many years, this problem was on the table and no one took care of that. Some were afraid, some did not really understand the problem, some didn't really believe in the option to have a solution. But we are here to change that. The Religious Zionist Party, we are here. It's in our program. We will introduce the full program tomorrow on the justice system. We introduced the program on immigration and the illegal infiltrators issues today, and we are here. We know the problems. We are the only party that is committed 100% to help with those issues, to solve those issues once and for all.
Okay, Attorney Simcha Rottman of the Religious Zionist Party, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.